Go rock, freak, don't stop, go rock, freak, don't stop, go rock, freak, don't stop. Who put them all in the Wednesday night? Who put them all in the Wednesday night? Who put that ball in the Wednesday night? Super Tyrese Campbell.
That was Shaun Needham, and this is the Sheffield United Hodcast. I'm Matt, and as the Reagan McNeil to my father Carris, it's Jonny. You're not going to say hello as usual, Jonny. You're going to ignore us. I thought as much. So, it's been Halloween, and aptly, United have treated us to two defensive horror shows in a row. We lost 3-2 away at Preston. We threw it all away despite being 2-0 up. And we decided to get absolutely hammered by a bang average Derby County side. Any initial thoughts on those two matches, Jonny, before I run through what we're going to do today?
Yeah, we'll touch on it shortly, but it's the hope that kills you, isn't it, after two positive results. Watford at home, Blackburn away, you're going into the Preston game thinking we'll take a point. You go in there, get 2-0 up, and then the rest history, isn't it? And like I say, it's that old adage of that it's the hope that kills you.
It is indeed. You're absolutely right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over the main points of the Preston match. You're going to do your player ratings for that. We're then going to go over the main points of the Derby match. You're going to do your player ratings for that. Because it's been Halloween as well, we're going to talk about our United's scariest moment of our time watching them. There's been absolutely loads, but we're going to pick one each to review, and then we'll preview the next matches that are up and coming. Does that sound all right to you, Jonny?
Yeah. Brill, let's go.
Brill. So we went to Preston away, Deepdale, last Friday. United lined up with Cooper in goal, Tanganga, McGuinness and me. Ogbeni, Burrows as two wing-backs. That's if they are playing a back three or a five. I still can't work out whether or not they are. Peck and Riedewald was given his first start to accompany him in centre mid. And then O'Hare and Brooks were playing off of Campbell. Any thoughts on the lineup before we run through quickly what happened in the match?
Yeah, I think the lineup was you can't really argue with it based on that second half turnaround at Blackburn, can you? So I think it's what we sort of expected, and it's the quick 3 days between the two games as well, isn't it? So taking Samari out and bringing Riedewald in, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the second half appearance that Burrows put in at Blackburn probably deserved that start as well, didn't it, at Preston? But unfortunately, we had Harrison Burrows 25-26 playing in the Preston match rather than the Harrison Burrows 24-25 season. So United actually didn't start that well for the first 5 or 6 minutes or so. It was Preston that started the better out of the two sides. But we took the lead completely against the run of play. Campbell plays a glorious through ball, doesn't it, to Brooks, who charges through. 1-on-1 with the keeper, slots it past him, gives us a 1-goal lead. That's on 10 minutes. 6 minutes later, to the 16th minute, O'Hare scores again. This is Callum O'Hare, who, to be honest, will win Player of the Season because he's been the only player who's been consistently good at all this year. He scores again, assisted again by Tyrese Campbell. Then, to be honest, it was a bit of much of a muchness again, wasn't it? United seemed fairly in control, and I said to Wilkes on about 40 minutes, I said, if we manage to hold on to this till half-time 2-0, we might pick these off completely in second half and end up with 3 or 4 because we were just punishing them on the counter all the time. But then Preston score, and it's a messy goal. Burrows kind of fluffs his lines a little bit. Riedewald goes to ground far too easily for me on the edge of the box. And their player curls a nice shot in from the edge of the box. Cooper gets a big hand to it as well, doesn't he? But still tips it into that bottom corner. So we go in at half-time 2-1 up. And you rang me at half time, didn't you? And you said, what did we need to do the first 10 minutes, second half?
Yeah, so let's keep it tight and we'll be okay. And the rest is history, isn't it? Straight away, as soon as free kick happens, it's coming. So
Yeah, famous last words. So keep it tight, keep it tight, keep it tight. So we conceded on 45 plus 4. And then on the 46th minute, so straight away into the second half, we give away a stupid free kick just inside our own half. Ball gets lumped into the box. Burrows gets completely out jumped, doesn't he, for the first header? It gets to the back post, and Tanganga emulates his best version of me. That's not Ben me, actually, it's me, and knees it straight into the top corner of his own net. He had time to let that drop and just shield it out, just volley it out of play or kick it over the bar or anything other than what he actually did. But he needed it straight into the top corner. And then Daniel Jebison, formerly of this parish, scores a bullet header, doesn't he, to make it 3-2. McGuinness gets in an absolute tangle with him, falls down, claims a foul, doesn't get it, limps back in, doesn't get back into position, and Jefferson powers an header past Cooper. You said to me you thought Cooper could have done better with that goal because it was straight down the middle of the net. There was a lot of power on it, but it was straight down the middle of the net. United then proceeded to miss some absolute sitters. Burrows has a great chance, doesn't he, where if he heads it, rather than trying to kick it, he scores, but he tries to kick it and kind of just falls over. O'Hare had a great chance as well, where if he's half an inch taller, he pokes it into the bottom corner because their defender just passes it to him 3 yards out. And Samari, who I thought played okay when he came on, absolutely smashed one into the away fans when it was easier to score. Smith did manage to miss the best chance at the second half, though. He rolled it wide, didn't he, when it was easier to score than miss, and he somehow managed to miss it. I think for me, the overriding comment really was the second half was an absolute defensive collapse, wasn't it, from United? We were appalling at the back, and we both praised the defenders for how well they'd done at Watford, the Watford game. Tanganga, me, and McGuinness, they headed everything, didn't they? They blocked everything. They really fought and dug deep. I thought all three of them were absolutely horrendous that second half. I mean, Burrows was appalling as well, but the three of them were just awful second half at Preston. So we managed to throw away a 2-goal lead and lose 3-2. What were your thoughts on the match then in that brief summary that I've given before you jump into your player ratings?
yeah, so the game changes on the goal just before half time. Like you said, if we don't concede that, we're going to win that game 2-0, maybe 3-0.
Yep.
But it just changed the whole atmospheric ground. It changed everything. If you noticed at half time, their players sprinted down tunnel.
Oh yeah, desperate to be back
Our
out.
players heading hands. It feels like you've just drawn the game or something. Do you know what I mean? At that point. And then my massive bugbear is they give the foul away. Fair enough. We give a
Yep.
foul away, soft free kick, and you've got McGuinness inside who's 6'4", 6'5", and that when you're putting a ball in from halfway line, you're going to put it diagonal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Preston pump it in diagonal. McGuinness has stood on front post.
Yeah, well,
Our supposed best header of the ball. Their best header of the ball was diagonal, where you expect it to go. So why is McGuinness stood on front post? Go and put your best header of the ball there and go and attack the ball.
Yep.
So it's just so annoying. And then obviously Tanganga fluffs it in. That's just one of them things. And the third goal, yeah, McGuinness didn't, whether he like it or not, he didn't handle Jefferson well there.
No, he didn't.
He bullied him, knocked him over, and got back in tip box. Whether it's foul or not, it's another story. But yeah,
Well,
and then we didn't roll over, but you also thought, because after that point we missed 3 good chances.
yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
We didn't roll over. They missed an absolute sitter, like I said. But you just thought especially as soon as the second goal goes in, you thought there's only one winner now.
Oh, you did. Yeah, absolutely. You did. The problem for us, it was the defensive frailty, wasn't it? That was the issue. And I know you and friend of the pod, Mr. Starbuck had been making fun of me because after the Watford game, I'd said about how well McGuinness was playing just in the air as a headed kick at centre half. And he was doing that and he did it really well and he did it fairly well against Blackburn as well. Other than the goal in the first half, he managed that quite well. But
Well,
then,
I'm gonna
go on.
slaughter him for Derby game as well, so you
Well, I
can
know
get
you
rid
are.
of that
I
one.
know, I
So
know, I know. So my comments did not age well from the Watford game. I mean, the just as a bit of a spoiler, really, because I know you're going to hammer him in your two player ratings, but the Mark McGuinness that we're seeing now is the Mark McGuinness that played against us for Cardiff. If you remember, I think did we win 4-1 that day, where we absolutely annihilated him at home, and he was just awful. He just looked like a great big lump, and that's what he's playing like for us at the minute. But yeah, do you want to go into your player ratings then, Johnny?
yeah, so obviously the Preston game, Cooper, I'm giving him a 3. I actually think he should save the first goal. And
Yeah, no.
last season he saves that
Yep.
100%. No, he appreciate it's an all right strike, but he saves that. He gets some on it, just tips it around post. Um, me 4. He wasn't the worst out of the 3 defenders, but didn't do much. McGuinness, I'm giving him a 3 purely based on, like I've said, he's got to be in there. If he's not in the side, he's in the side to win the headers, and if he's not going to do that, don't play him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Agreed.
Um, Tanganga a 3.
I think
Obviously,
that's generous.
the own goal doesn't help.
Mm.
Now, what is not helping Tanganga, and I'll argue this with anybody till they're blue in the face, he needs to play in a back 4 as the right-sided centre half. He can't keep playing right back.
No.
Or if he's going to play in a 5, play Femi Sariki at right wing back. Don't play
Right.
Benny
Yeah, I
because
agree.
you're
I think
relying on Tanganga to be out of shape too much because of Benny doesn't offer you enough defensively, and he don't like. We'll get onto him in a minute, but he don't offer enough attacking either.
I think though Tanganga could play as a right-sided centre half in a three
If you've
easily.
got a right wing back,
Yeah, with a right wing back. This is my point though. But this is why we're going to go on to Wilder's post-match comments after Derby, where he's moaning about journalists asking him about structure and style, and he's trying to be all, anti-popular football. But United haven't got a structure. I genuinely go through games and I cannot tell what our formation is. I can't work it out because there's times where I think Tanganga is playing as the right of three centre halves, and then suddenly he's at fullback, and I don't think he fully knows where he's playing. This is the issue. But I've interrupted you, so go on, carry on with your player ratings, and then we'll get onto that again a bit more later.
yeah. So on Benny, like I said, ineffective player for me.
Yep.
Doesn't doesn't do enough. Doesn't offer enough. Doesn't offer anything defensively. 3.
Yep.
Burrows a 3. Thought he was poor against Preston.
Mm.
Um, yeah, he just wasn't good enough.
I'd give him a two.
Um, Rijderveld, Rijderveld and Peck 4s. They both Peck looked okay first half,
Mhm.
and then just drifted out at game. He plays too safe. They call it the crab, sideways,
Yeah.
sideways and backwards. I liken him to Jordan Henderson. Can only play one way.
Is that a
You
compliment?
can. No, Jordan. I can't stand Jordan Henderson. So yeah, Brooks giving him a 5. I thought he looked all right first half, scored a good goal, but
Yep.
apart from that, the second half he drifts out of the games, doesn't he?
Yep.
Um, and O'Hare, sorry, O'Hare and Campbell. O'Hare, I'm going to give him a 7. He was our
Okay.
best player, kept running. Things were happening through him. He's closing down. He must be the fittest player at club.
Yep.
And obviously scores again. Campbell, 4, looked okay first half.
Got two
And then,
assists.
yeah, but he, I could have passed them 2 balls through. He's got the, third highest rating that I've given?
It's a bold claim though that you could have made that pass. I've seen you drill a football.
Campbell, 4. Did he look like scoring? To be fair, he had a good chance at 2-0 and it got blocked. He took too
Yeah,
long and
yeah, he did.
didn't
Yeah,
get his shot away. But like I said, last season Campbell scores those.
yeah, yeah. Do you want
And
to comment on
if you're going 3-0, it's over, isn't it?
Yeah, do you want to comment on any of the subs?
Substitutes, subs. So Samari, Ings, and Barry all came on around half an hour mark.
Yeah,
Um, Samari was okay, 5. Ings and Barry, did you know they'd come on?
no,
I'm not even going to mention the last two, Shackleton and Cannon. I
yeah.
just, yeah, I'm not saying anything.
Less said the better. I mean, I think Louis Barry's impact running the ball out of play like he did kind of foreshadows him being dropped, doesn't it? Which is what Wilder said for the Derby match. Now, Wilder said at the end of this one that we've thrown it away. I did have a flashback to Neil Warnock. We've thrown it away at a set piece. It really felt like we had to swap this one away. I mean, if we've got any strength of character, which is why I would have given Tanganga a 2, because I know there's a big debate about what your captain can actually offer you, but I do think your captain should be dragging you through games. I mean, anyone that says that a captain doesn't make a difference, just think back to Chris Morgan and think back to John Egan and Norwood to a degree, and Billy Sharp. They dragged the team through games, didn't they, at times?
Yeah, but if you're a captain and who's having to think about what he's doing in a system that's not working, you've got other things you're not able to captain side, are you? Because you're having to overcompensate at that right hand side all the time.
Yeah, I agree. I do. I agree. I agree to that. I agree with that point that he's got to think about playing in a position that he doesn't know very well. However,
Played
I
for
do.
Millwall last season. He was probably second best centre half in Championship.
Yeah, behind Harry Suter.
Well,
Um, yeah, I get your point. I expect more from him. Really, if he is going to be the captain of the club, I expect more from him. You expect to see him not whining and moaning about decisions and what have you. You expect to be dragging people around the pitch, and you're just not seeing that. But maybe that's not what he's like. I don't know. I don't know. It was just disappointing. It was a lack of character, I think, that lost us that game. Crap mistakes and just a lack of character, which unfortunately has been a pattern, hasn't it, for quite a while.
yeah, and I've seen them on some of the forums where people said "Well, Preston were a really good side." I'm like, they must watch a different game to me. We give it
Value.
to absolutely gifted him.
We did. We threw it away. Threw it away. So that were Preston. We throw it away. We then had 8 days to prepare for Derby. 8 days to work on, defensive frailties and mistakes and what have you. And we turned in a performance which was, for me, no better than anything under Ruben Sayers, if I'm honest. I thought we were absolutely appalling against Derby. Now, United made 2 changes. We brought Samari in for Riedewald and we brought McCallum in for Burrows. Um, Derby had our friend Carlton Morris up front, who is an absolute handful, and Mardy and everything you hate seeing an opposition player. He's got it. He's one of those people that you really don't like unless he plays for your team. And it turned into the Carlton Morris show, didn't it? Because we just gifted him this game. So we made 2 changes, as I say. United didn't start well against Derby, but neither did Derby, to be fair. I mean, you said to me after a few minutes, didn't you, that all these are doing is just lumping it. And they were lumping it, getting set pieces and what have you, and trying to grind us and wear us down. We know how John Eustace set sides up, doesn't he? Because this is what he did before. He makes them difficult to beat and gets quite physical. United looked weak on set pieces. Again, looked really poor, didn't we, at set pieces? And their first goal comes from a set piece, corner. Morris is completely unmarked and heads it in. Now, Wilder talked about setting up zonally and stuff. I didn't know we did zonal marking. I always thought we did man to man. If I'm honest, I'd not seen us do zonal. I saw us do man to man for most of the season, and then just have someone spare as a free play to win a header. But we seemed to just line up, didn't we, along the edge of the 6 yard box? No one picks
Yeah,
Morris up and he guides it into the
and,
bottom corner.
and I don't get it because despite it being zonal, Peck is following Morris. I don't
Yeah,
care what you say. Loses him, but McGuinness is spare. So
yeah,
again. go and attack the ball.
Yeah.
Instead, that Sanderson ends up just climbing on his back, taking him out on it. But if he goes and attacks the ball instead, he heads it clear. But he's not. He's in the side to head the ball because he's not. He can't do anything else with it.
No.
So, and if he's not doing that, we'll touch on it in a minute. But he shouldn't be inside.
No, I get that. So Morris scores on 24 minutes. Now, United had a few decent chances, didn't we, in the first half, actually. Campbell misses a good chance on a header. It's a great ball from Ogbeni, actually, which surprised me. We put a free kick in as well. I think it was Peck whipped it across, didn't he? And Tanganga heads one straight at the keeper from the back post, and he saves that. So we had two decent chances in that first half to get back ahead. Then half time comes, and we went down for a pint as usual. Service wasn't bad this week. Credit where credit's due. They were fairly quick. Queue was small, but they were fairly quick. And we just got, as we're walking back in, and City Peck decided to play the best pass he's played in his entire United career, but unfortunately he played it through for Carlton Morris.
Which way did he play it?
Yeah, exactly. He played Carlton Morris through, didn't he? Play it backwards. It was the best pass
Yeah,
he's ever done as a through ball. I've never seen it, and it's such an insightful through ball from him ever. 18 seconds into the second half, he managed that. Morris races through, dinks it over the keeper, and it's 2-0. McGuinness, embarrassingly, was appealing for offside. I don't know if you noticed that. He put his arm up asking if it were offside at that point, but I think everyone was just so incredulous at what had gone on. We had another chance, didn't we, with McCallum? He had a decent header at the back post, which didn't go in. Straight at the keeper again. Then Wilder makes what I think is probably the strangest substitution I've ever seen. He brings Alex Matos on for Mark McGuinness and puts Alex Matos at right back, and we go to a back four. And within 3 minutes, the monster Agimang that they've had on the right wing, left wing, sorry, I didn't think he was great. He was just big and fast. He didn't have a good game, but he just absolutely bullies him. So basically, what happens if you haven't seen this goal? It's an absolute comedy, and Wilder starts blaming the referee for this for the penalty, but it's not. It's a penalty. I don't care what he says. It's not a foul. Ogbeni and Matos between them make an absolute hash of it. They try to shield the ball out of play, and Agimang leans on Matos. Matos just jumps on the floor, claiming a foul, handles the ball, and the ref gives a penalty, and it's a penalty all day. But I said to you at the time, what annoyed me more than anything, yes, it's a mistake by Matos, but why are we even playing him in that position? What are we doing? It was just illogical. Morris steps up, scores, because it's Carlton Morris and it's a penalty, so he's going to. He scores that. It's 3-0. Then United get one back through Callum Aware. Good finish, and it's from a McCallum long throw, so he's already managed to equal Robinson's total of assists from long throw-ins. Aware bundles one in from a long throw, and then Aware has another good chance that the keeper saves, and we have a decent header as well, don't we, that the keeper saves. So we'd had enough chances really to snatch something out of this, but it would have been snatching a draw because United deserved nothing. We were appalling, absolutely appalling against Derby. On that note, do you want to offer anything on the Derby game and then go on with your player ratings? Because I know I've just ranted a little bit about that, but
Yeah, the first goal sums up our defensive frailties. We're absolutely lacking that big man up front, like I've touched on in just about every pod that we've done.
oh, because you're president of the Kiefer Moore fan club.
Yeah, Kiefer Moore, McBurney, Gary Medine, a big man up front in the situation we're in, where you've got to grind out results. You need somebody to get you out of a hole and hold up the ball up top and win your defensive headers because it's massive when you've got. We're not that big at the back, are we? We're not that big a side. You've took Sousa and L Moore out at team, which is a big spine, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got to get a big striker in January, which is why when we touched on it previously, where you said it's good business selling more for 2 million, it's not because we've got to spend 4 or 5 on a big striker in January.
Yeah, well, I mean, my point is, and I still stand by what I said with Kiefer Moore. That was good business for United when you look at the fact that last season Moore was injured for big chunks of the season, didn't play well for big chunks of the season. Yes, he worked hard, but he didn't play well. His finishing was poor when he was playing, and he's 32 years old and they offered us 2 million quid. I get that we need to spend a bit of money to sign someone to replace him, but at the time, that money for a player that didn't really want to be there as well, he wanted to go, take it. It made sense to me. The issue is that we haven't got anything similar anywhere when we want to change it and go plan B. We haven't got that, as Wilder said himself in the post match, we don't have a big number nine. And people took that as a criticism of Campbell. It's not. It's that we don't have the big man.
No, we don't. And when you're in this situation where you're scrapping for points, you've got to have it. I don't care what anybody says. Anybody who knows football knows that.
Yeah. They
You've
do.
got to have, you've got to have that outlet. But I've seen a lot of people saying, Ryan One, he's a big lad, give him a chance. We've got a throw in when we're 3-1 down. McCallum's taking a long throw, and One stood at back post. So he's no intention of going and trying to win header, has he?
No, and he's not that type of player.
No, but it's frustrating. I mean, on Derby game, we had more possession, we had more shots, we had more shots on target. We had the higher XG, which shows how big them headers. Tanganga misses 2 headers, McCallum misses an easy header, Campbell misses an header. And you're
I but
thinking that,
yeah,
they took their chances.
I
They
mean,
didn't open us up, did they?
no, they didn't. But I think this is one of those situations, and I'm going to be a bit of an hypocrite because you know me, I like spreadsheets, I like data, I like looking at statistics and things like that. But the statistics kind of masked how poor United played. They really did because we didn't create really, really good chances. You know, it's not like this was brilliant play that created this. This was our big players getting on the end of headers, wasn't it? And they should have done better with it.
It's going to sound daft, but the statistics show that Derby were there for the taking, and they're a poor side.
Well, I don't think Derby's that good a side. I mean, everyone's saying how well Derby
Terrible.
set up and stuff. Now, they weren't. Their keeper made 2 cracking saves, and we missed some chances. But United played so badly.
Oh yeah, I can't tell you what system we play with lethargic. We play safe. We play too safe. How many times were we shouting, "Put the ball in the box"? Second
Yeah,
half was
yeah,
that their best player actually big ball lad at back, wasn't he?
yeah. Matt Clark.
Because we haven't got a big lad.
Yeah. Well,
So
Matt Clark did for them what Mark McGuinness failed to do for us, didn't he?
yeah,
Headed every ball.
absolutely.
Right. I'm conscious that because we're still a bit wired after this one and a bit irritated still, we're jumping all over. So, do you want to go into your player ratings?
Yeah. So Cooper
Yep.
3. What
We conceded 3
confidence
goals.
wise he can't kick ball anymore.
Yeah.
He tipped that one over in first half when I could have chested it down.
I don't think that's that
It,
bad a save.
it's not good. And then the Morris one last season, the second goal, he saves that. You know, the 1-on-1. If you watch it, looking from his angle, he
Mm.
dives out it way.
Morris
It's
gives him
weird.
eyes though. Have you watched the behind the goal shot again though?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, and he
Morris
just goes
gives him
down,
eyes
doesn't
on
he?
that one. Yeah,
He,
but
he goes down, and
yeah,
but
but have you,
Cooper of last season saves. What was that stat you told me yesterday?
oh yeah, well to be fair, I can't take credit for that. You're on the pinch, but they said about how last season was it his expected goals prevented was he basically saved 6 more than what he should have. He'd stopped 6 goals going in. This season he's at -5, so it's an 11 goal swing against us. Now it could be that obviously teams are just taking the
That's
chances
five
more.
goals he should have saved.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose there's no
Yeah,
other way of dressing it up. I
he
mean, I'm
he
trying
just
to.
doesn't fill. He doesn't fill you full of confidence, does he?
He looks like an average
The
goalkeeper now,
keeper.
doesn't he? He looks like an
Yeah,
average goalkeeper, and last season he looked like a world beater. Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll
yeah.
give you that.
So
Go on then.
Ben, me, and Tanganga, I'm going to give both threes. both poor,
Yep. Yep.
both ineffective. Like I said, the system's not suiting Tanganga one bit. I don't care what anybody says.
Mm.
Um, McGuinness, a generous two. I thought it were awful, and it proved it when Wilders hooked him off.
Well, I mean, I said to Russ into that they need to get him off here and get Binden on, and
Yeah,
that's desperate.
and that's how bad it is. But
Yeah,
at least Binden will try net ball.
yeah, yeah,
And I fully. It's hard at Coventry, but if you're playing a back five, I'd play Binden instead of McGuinness.
I'd be very tempted to play Binden as the right of the three and let Tanganga have a go at middle.
I'm going to go central. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd be
absolutely.
really tempted. Yeah,
Um, yeah, McCallum, I'm going to give him a five
yeah.
because he can throw ball.
McCallum weren't bad again.
Yeah,
McCallum played
he's
like
steady.
McCallum does. Yeah.
He's a threat from balls into the box as well. He can throw it long, and he tries, doesn't he? He don't.
Do you know?
He's steady.
Do you know what McCallum reminds me of?
Um,
Daniel Lafferty, system player.
oh right, okay.
System player. He can't. He just fits in the system. He does though, doesn't he? He can play
Yeah,
that role. He's
yeah.
just steady.
You
He's a
know he's
steady Eddie.
you know he's gonna do your job and be solid. Do it, gear a 5 out of 10 guaranteed
Yeah.
every week.
Every week you'll get a minimum of 5 out of 10 from him.
Um, on Benny, a three. He's the most frustrating player I've seen for a while because he's got pace. He's
Hmm.
up against Craig Forsyth at Derby's left back, who was 107, who got on an early yellow card. And you're
Yep.
thinking, go and take him on. Go and take
Mm.
him on. Knock it past him, knock it into
Yep.
space, get round him, or whip the ball in, but does nothing. I mean, he put in two all right balls first half, and then he don't offer enough, and he's not a right wing back.
No.
So we're doing him no justice playing him there. Um, Samari four. He looked okay first half. Obviously takes him off for Tom Davis. Siddy Peck. I'm going to give him a two purely
Yep.
because that's an absolute. The second goal kills game straight after
Yep.
half time because you think we were down at half time thinking, yeah, we might get something out of this. You just
Oh yeah.
score it first 15 minutes and we'll go on and win it. But he's just killed game. And yeah, he's missing Vinny Souza at side of him, but I think Souza made him look good last year. Did a lot of it for him, and I likened him to Jordan Henderson earlier in the fact that he can only play sideways and safe and backwards. He'll do odd turn. He'll put in a tackle which sort of papers over cracks the sort of player I think he is at the minute.
Mm.
He's a confidence player, obviously, and he's playing in a team where there's no confidence around him, and he's getting shown up as a footballer. He needs taking out outside for a bit.
He does.
I
I
do,
mean,
I do think so.
the thing is with Sidney Peck, it's easy to go in on him, but he is only young. He is only young, and he's been dropped in at the deep end, and he's been relied on for too long.
He has, but you can't have with the situation we're in. There is no room for sentiment whatsoever.
No, I agree. Agreed. Agreed.
Absolutely none.
Yep. Agreed.
Um, Brooks four
Yep.
thought he did a couple of all right things, but you're looking at him a lot of times, and why ain't he out on left? He kept
Yeah.
drifting inside a lot, didn't he?
I couldn't tell you what his position is. This is my
No.
entire point. We'll get on to Wilder's post match, but I was so angry when I was even more annoyed when I heard Wilder's post match yesterday.
Yeah.
But carry on.
I think yesterday it was closer to a 4-4-2
I couldn't
yesterday
tell you.
because Tanganga was playing the right side a lot yesterday,
Yeah.
really out wide, weren't he? To probably try and cope with that Aggie but we
Well, that
didn't we
went well,
didn't deal
didn't
with
it?
it. Um, Campbell, he played 90 minutes for the first time in his career. Um, and a three, didn't think he was great at all,
Yep.
ineffective. Should score that header.
Yep.
Um, but we keep going on the same ground. We've got to have a big man up there. And then O'Hare, I'm going to give him a 6 because obviously he scores and he was the only one who tried, but I can't give higher than a 6 because we were poor as a team.
See, I think that's harsh on O'Hare. I think O'Hare deserves at least a 7 because he was the only person for us yesterday. He was the only person fit to wear that shirt.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree, which is why I gave him a 6. But you're getting beat by Derby 3-1 at home.
Well, yeah.
Who
Yeah.
deserves higher than a 6?
Well, agreed. Do you want to give a rating to Matos and One, seeing as they played for half an hour?
Did they?
Yeah.
Matos a generous 2.
Two?
Gives
I
away
give
the
him
gives
one.
away the penalty.
Got absolutely
Um,
ram ragged.
yeah, but like I said, like we took, that's not his fault playing at right back. Um,
Just
but
be honest. Be honest with everyone. What did you turn around and say to me though when I said, "Oh well, it's not his fault. He's playing right back." What did you say?
however, what I was going to say was he's a footballer. Did you not see his header that he did straight out of play?
I did.
Anybody could have that. A 5-year-old could have that. So that's no excuse of position. That's a basic footballer.
Agreed. Agreed.
One, what did he do when he come on? I mean,
Nothing.
Radio Sheffield on way home. They're saying there were bright flashes from One. I'm like,
Not a bad.
what they're watching in highlights really something because there were
No.
no what I saw.
No.
Danny Ings, what did he do? Either
No.
give him minutes or don't bother at all.
Yeah.
Tom Davis, well, I said when he came on that he'll go off injured in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, what point bringing him on? There were no
There were
point.
no point. There were no point. I do think if it wasn't Coventry next,
Mm.
Bindon would play instead of McGuinness.
Agreed. Agreed. And that does move us nicely on at that point because we will wrap this up. So the reason I'm annoyed, and me and you have said structure, we've said system loads tonight, and Wilder straight away started moaning that he'd been asked a question about that. And I think that was a time for him to just say, yes, I got it wrong today. He could have been big enough to say that because he did. He got it wrong. He completely got it wrong. However we set up, we got that wrong. And he should have owned that. He really should. It was interesting as well. He talked about Cannon and Barry that he didn't fancy them, so they got dropped. I think that's a sign of things to come. Barry's going to go back into, and I think we'll move Cannon on. I really do now. I think that's done.
In
Go on.
January, I expect at least 6, 7 to be going out and 6 or 7 to be coming in. I don't think a lot of people understand the amount of damage was done in this summer.
No, it was.
And we're a beaten dog at the minute, and the players we've brought in, despite it looking all right when we signed them, they're not good enough.
But
And it's proven that. And we've brought in losers. We've brought in McGuinness, who were at Cardiff 2 years ago. They
relegated.
were at bottom end at the table. They were
Yeah.
at Luton last year. They went down.
Yeah.
So we brought in losers. Ogbenny losing side all season last season.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
it's not good. Yeah, and
So
we've nothing's changed games, have we either?
no, we aren't. This is the problem. This is the problem. So, like you say, we're not in a good spot at all. Things really aren't going well for us at the minute. Um, it does take us nicely on to what is your scariest moment supporting Sheffield United over the last 20 years? Well, actually, it's been longer, hasn't it? We're getting close to 30 now. Um, what's been your scariest moment?
Moment will probably be Premier League when we left early against Arsenal because we actually left the ground on 35 minutes. We went down, if you remember, for a pint on 29 minutes
Yeah.
because I think we were 4-0 down. And they said you're too early for us to serve beer.
Yeah, they did. That's true.
So in the end, we decided to go home. I went outside the cop, and then come back waiting at the doors from my dad, and the woman on turnstile said, "You can't come back in." I went, "Did he try and get me back in?" So yeah, it's just that realization that we were horrendous, and yeah, our home at yeah, I think we were home about half time nearly, weren't we? So
Yeah, we
it was
were.
poor.
Yeah, we were. I mean, I've got two. One's very similar to that, um, but I'll go for the other one. It was the days of Mickey Adams, and we went to Glanford Park to play Scunthorpe, and United were winning. We'd scored this horrendous goal, haven't we, where their keeper kicked it against Cresswell, and we thought, oh, we might be able to get out of this because we were 2-0 up. And we're like, hey, up, here we go, here we go. And then United just proceeded to absolutely throw it away. It was horrendous. I mean, we watched Neil Collins get out muscled for something by a player who was half his size, and we lost 3-2, and we ended up getting relegated to League One. And it was a terrifying prospect then, because obviously it was the days of McCabe, and we'd been lingering, hadn't we? We'd just not been good for a couple of years. You know, we'd had Blackwell that season. We then ended up with Blackwell starting off the season, didn't we? Then Gary Speed, John Carver for a bit, Mickey Adams, and we got relegated. And then it was just awful. It was just really, really awful. And it was terrifying to see your club in such a mess. The other scary moment that I'll pick, as you say, it's spooky season. Halloween's just been. The other one is the 8-0 home defeat to Newcastle, because that just made me realise that no matter what we do, we're not going to be good enough to compete in the Premier League again. And that's without spending masses and masses of money and just completely changing everything away from what we've known United to be. You know what I mean? It was terrifying to see us just completely and utterly give in that day and just be done and know that we can't compete. And yes, we had that really good season under Wilder, which was cut short by COVID, where we finished ninth, etc. But I think even in that time, the Premier League just moved on, and it's just you spent last season thinking, oh, this is great, 90 odd points. Well, if we go up, we go up, we go up, and then you're like, yeah, but then we're actually going to have to play in Premier League again, and we're going to have to face this every single week, and that's a scary thought. It really, really is. So, yeah, there are our scariest moments, aren't they, supporting United? Now, we've got two games again this week. So we go away to high-flying Coventry, who've just been key for Maud. And then we've got QPR at home. What do United need to do, Johnny, over these next couple of matches, besides the obvious, which is win? What would you like to see us do? What changes would you like to see? I'm not asking what you think's going to happen. What would you like to happen? What would be the ideal for you?
Do the basics right.
Yeah.
Um, Give us some identity of battling, winning like we weren't going to win the first ball yesterday.
No.
Um, so I said to you 2 or 3 times, make sure you win the second ball, and we didn't.
No.
So do the basics, give us some identity, and just give the fans something, because it's it's a dull time at the minute. I mean, we're not expecting much at Coventry anyway, are we? Which is
No.
a sad state of affairs, because why?
Yeah.
It's a poor league this year, isn't it?
Mm.
And then we play QPR at home, which, if you'd asked me before game on Saturday against Derby, you'd have put it down as an home banker, wouldn't you? So,
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would.
which United turns up is another story. The focus has got to be, I'm thinking longer term, January, that we bring a big man in and just something to get us out of the situation we're in. Something ugly.
Of course. Yeah. Like, well, we've done it every season, haven't we? We McBurney, Medine, James Anson, Moore. We've always had that horse for a course, haven't we? What do you think Wilder will do changes wise for Tuesday night?
It's difficult because, like I said, if we weren't playing Cov, I'd take McGuinness out and put Bindon in, but I don't think he will.
No.
Um, And I don't rate Minden either, but I just can't see how you can play McGuinness.
Yeah.
Um, I won't be surprised if he starts Riederveld and Tom Davies in middle uh, because Peck's got to be took out. It's not going to do Peck any good playing Tuesday night and us getting three or four goals shit past us, is it?
No, and they're going to run right through us in midfield as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Like I said, it's been highlighted that he's probably bang average at minute, Peck, and because his goal contributions and obviously he's not scored a zero in a
He's not
year's worth of
assist.
football. Name me
Yeah.
another championship centre midfielder who's played as many games as him that's got neither a goal or an assist. I don't think there are any.
No, there aren't. No, there
Um,
aren't. Absolutely. What's your prediction for Tuesday night?
I'm going to say 2-0, Cov. I just,
Defeat.
yeah, I just can't see us going there and doing anything really. We've got Showdown to beat them last Friday night by Keith Moore, but we ain't got that, so let's move on.
No, I am going to be optimistic. I think we draw Tuesday. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I think we draw Tuesday. I've just got a feeling. 1-1 Tuesday night. Um, QPR, what's your prediction?
It's one of them where they've got to win, isn't it? So I'm going to go for a 1-0 win against QPR. It's got to be ugly. It's got to be similar to Watford game. Get over the line, win the game because we cannot go into that Wednesday game having not won us last any of us last two, the Cov or the
Yeah.
QPR. We've got to get an all right performance at Coventry, whether we get a result or not, and then we've got to beat QPR. Going into a Wednesday game, we're just going to get, and they're obviously awful, but you can just see that we'll probably get turned over.
Yeah, I don't want to think or talk about that just yet. I just want to just want to get these next two out of the way and see what's what. I mean, I'm same as you. I think we'll beat QPR. I think it'll be ugly, but I think we'll win. Probably 1-0 or 2-1, something like that. Um, any other thoughts, Johnny? I mean, Wilder. I know Mr. Starbucks not a fan. I don't know who else there is out there, and I think to change your manager after already being a laughing stock would be stupid. I mean, his post match, as I said earlier, really troubled me. The prickliness, the not taking responsibility for what he can take responsibility for. Radio Sheffield didn't push him on anything either, which is not surprising. Um, Go on, what's your general thoughts before
Uh,
we
I
finish?
just I do agree with quite a bit of what he says, obviously, in terms of we've gifted them goals. You can't argue with that. But what you can't agree with him on is systems that we don't we haven't got an identity, have we?
No, no,
So we don't you can't tell what type of play we play. Um,
yeah,
Saturday was probably the first time that we've deserved to lose under Wilder.
yeah,
All the other times we've lost games, tight games, but we didn't do enough on Saturday, did we? People calling for his head. Who do you bring in?
no, you don't.
I, 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 I wouldn't, but I have said to Mr. Starbuck tonight that if we get beat in next two games and lose to Wednesday, then you seriously got to start considering, haven't you?
Yeah,
And yeah, I think the summer, how much damage has been done has been underestimated. It's been a massive thing, and it's set us back a couple of years, really, hasn't it? Let's be right. And I've also said that if they're not going to back Wilder in January, because he can't seem to get anything out of this current crop of players,
mm.
because they're just not good enough. I do think they try it, I genuinely they do, but they're just not good enough. They've got to back him or look to give it to another yes man, haven't they? Because I don't think he'll put up with it. No, sleep because we end up sleepwalking into League One, aren't we?
Well, that is the danger now of where we are, you know. And I keep hearing relegation battle, etc. this side smells a lot like that Leicester side, doesn't it? That got relegated from the Premier League, under Rodgers, where
It's a reality.
Yeah, you just sleepwalk into it, without realising it, and then suddenly it's a mess and it's insurmountable. And you start to worry the more this goes on that we might end up in that position. No one's too good to go down. No one's too good.
I've got a lot of mates who are Wednesday fans, and they're saying, "Yeah, you're an absolute shoo-in for playoffs." I'm like, "What planet are you on? Have you actually seen us play?"
Yeah, I know.
The season expectations changed after Saturday for me, after the Derby game, because you won the 2 games against Watford and Blackburn, and you're thinking, all right, let's kick on, let's go on a bit of a run. You get beat at Preston, where the Preston game hurt more because they should have won.
Yeah.
Whereas Derby, you just go away disillusioned by it, don't you?
They were poor, very, very poor, very poor. Well, as I stand by it, it was no better than anything under Sayers against Derby. It really wasn't for me. It was the only difference where we scored a goal. We were just so poor all over the pitch. Have you got anything else, Jonny, you want to add before we hand over to Mr. Needham to play us out?
No, that's it. Just, try and keep the faith.
Well, that's all you can do. So this has been the Sheffield United Hodcast. Thank you to anyone who's given us a listen. Remember, if you want to listen, listen. If you don't, it's no skin off our noses, is it, Jonny? We don't mind. Go listen to someone else. It's no problem whatsoever. So I've been Matt. He's been Jonny. This has been the Sheffield United Hodcast. And again, it's please stay up, Blades.
Good night.
Who put the ball in the Preston and Derby?